I'm not known to be the Russell Westbrook apologist, Felipe, but I'm gonna have to be it here, man. This is my hottest take. You left him out of your top 5 point guard list. You don't think he's top 5 point guard. You named Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, Kyrie. Fine. Those are my 3. I think they're better than Russell Westbrook. I don't think it's really close. But then you named Kemba Walker, Ben Simmons. I'm a Ben Simmons fan. But there is no way. Kemba Walker, what does he have done to prove that he is better than a Russell Westbrook? Ben Simmons, I like Ben Simmons.
Makes his teammates better. He makes his teammates better.
Kemba?
Yes.
Both. I don't know how much. I don't think we really have that much proof on Kemba Walker making his teammates better. I mean, he got just bounced in the first round every year of his career with,
because he's played with the last class organization in Charlotte. Michael Jordan was a great player. Let's not talk about him as an owner like that. Charlotte wasn't the right spot for him, but we really see him. We've seen the transformation Kemba's had playing in Boston this year.
That's my point, though. We don't really have the proof, though, that he's made his teammates better. When he came with the Celtics, they've proved, those young bucks have proven themselves. Ben Simmons, he makes his teammates better. He defends, but they underachieve on that team, and a lot of it I will blame on Joel and Embiid, but it's not just on Embiid. A lot of that is on Simmons, too, for not getting a respectable jumper that teams will, hey, this guy can hit that shot. That is an issue, just leaving you wide open, and you're not going to do anything about it. So I think with those two guys, I'm not putting them above Russell Westbrook, because what Russell Westbrook has done this year, he's having the best year of his career. He's averaging over 27.5. He's shooting over 47%. Which in the past he's around 42, 43. He is shooting less threes this year. He's shooting almost 2 less threes a game than he did last year, and that was a problem with him last year. He was taking way too many threes when he's not a 3-point shooter. We know he can't shoot threes.
Yeah.
But now his mid-range game, he has got confidence back in that little pull up and transition right off the backboard. He's got that confidence back in that shot, and I think what he has done with James Harden, a lot of people question, hey, how is this going to be? I think Russell Westbrook they have excelled at that. And a lot of this time, especially about the last 15 games, last 20 games, Russell Westbrook has kind of been the one to, hey, I'm putting you on my back. Get on my back, James. I'm going to carry us. I'm going to carry us a little bit, and we want to follow my lead. Yeah, I think the confidence Russell Westbrook's playing with, and the year he is having 27.5 on 47%, it's the best year of his career. It's point blank simple. Kemba Walker, inefficient player this year, as usual. Undersized, so he's not
inefficient.
42%, it might be 43, but he's smaller. He's limited in the because of his size, so that's another factor. And it's just Kemba Walker to me is just like he's doing what he's kind of supposed to do. Ben Simmons, I like Ben Simmons, but that 76ers team, there's no reason why they should be underachieving like this. What are they, like the 6th seed in the East? I don't know, they're going to redo the seedings probably, but I think they're the 6th seed in the East. So it's Russell Westbrook right now, I think, is undoubtedly in the top 5.
Well, here's the thing with Russell Westbrook is he even the point guard on his team when you have James Harden there? If you put them both at point guard, he's not even better than his own teammate.
But that doesn't matter. That's like that shouldn't matter, because if you have another great player next to you, then it's not just going to cancel that out. Like,
well, what I'm saying is that you're right that statistically Russell Westbrook is having the best year of his career, but these other guys, we're judging him as strictly a point guard, not playing within another guy that kind of shares that role with you. I mean, I think that Russell Westbrook has been able to adapt very well, like surprisingly well with the Rockets, because I didn't expect that, and I don't think anybody really expected that, especially because you're playing with another ball-dominant guy in James Harden. But when I'm talking about the prototypical point guard, you're still not talking about Russell Westbrook. And these other guys, what they can do is help you win. And Russell Westbrook, and when I say help you win, I'm talking about when it counts. Kemba Walker hasn't done that. I understand that. But he's also not played with the terrible organization. The Thunder, you could say about them what you will, but they're not a terrible organization, and they always had good talent around him, and he was never able to do anything with that. I think Kemba's going to be able to prove himself this year and prove that he can be that leading point guard. And the thing with Kemba is we've seen him do it in college. We've seen him we've seen him be big time in college. Cardiac Kemba. And we've seen Ben Simmons as well, if you want to talk about Ben Simmons and the problems that are in Philly. Like you mentioned Joel Embiid, I do think most of that does stem from Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons could develop a jump shot, but that's just not the strength of his game. But the other strength of his game Does he though? I mean, we've seen other great players who
Modern day basketball, you got to have it.
right, but just I think the other parts of his game, his defense, his IQ, his passing ability, his athleticism, because he might not be able to shoot, but he can slash better than anybody else. So I think those factors just weigh in their favor and just edges them out over Russell Westbrook.
I mean, the Kemba Walker thing, like when you're saying they don't have, the guys that don't are playing the similar roles of them. And I mean, Kemba Walker and like Ben Simmons, they haven't, it's the proven thing. Like Kemba Walker, I don't know if he's not like a pure point guard. I think the reason they're so good in that Celtics game, I had the Celtics, I think they're the best in the East, but not really so much because of Kemba. I think Jason Tatum's a bad dude. I think Jaylen Brown's a good player. I think Marcus Smart, with his offensive deficiencies, is a better Patrick Beverly. He's bigger, he can handle the ball, he can pass the ball, and Kemba fits that because he knows his role, can shoot a 3-ball, and can create his own shot. But I mean, with the Ben Simmons, like he has not proven to be. What is he? We say he makes his teammates better. We do, but they're underachieving. Like I know it's not all on him, but they are. So
yeah, but I think most people wouldn't even think. Most people don't think that Ben Simmons is the best player on that team. They think that Joel Embiid is, and I think Joel Embiid is a cancer. Like you gotta be able to like compartmentalize everything. If you take Joel Embiid out, maybe a player that isn't that I want to say cancerous. I just think Joel Embiid doesn't have the makeup of a superstar, of the best player on a team, and you give somebody to Ben Simmons that does and that is a great leader, whatever. I think it's going to elevate them. And Ben Simmons isn't the guy bringing them down. Isn't the guy that you could point at for underachieving.
Here's the thing with Ben Simmons. As much as he's a great passer, he probably shouldn't be playing point guard. And the reason I'm going to say that is because Ben Simmons, with that struggle of a jump shot, and he's a really good, and he needs to be posting up more. Like you said, he gets slashed. He can play this like hybrid role. He needs a guy who can create their own shot because they don't have that on that team, especially with the Joel Embiid with them. But I think Ben Simmons would excel more. It has nothing to do with his passing because he's a great passer and stuff like that. Would excel more with the actual real point guard. But another thing you mentioned kind of an honorable mention list that, hey, you might take Chris Paul and Ja Morant. Now, Chris Paul, I fiddle between him and Russell Westbrook because I have at my number 5 because I have Curry, Damian, Kyrie. I consider Luka a point guard, but if you don't want to consider that, then I'm sure you'd have him in your list too. And
Absolutely.
Then Russell Westbrook. Ja Morant's young, man. He's a baby. You can like him all you want, but basketball, man, it's a game. It's a pride game. You got to prove yourself to get out there. Trae Young, really good player. Even Luka, really good player. But these guys got to prove that, hey, they're part of the big dogs because, and I know Russell Westbrook hasn't won, since Kevin Durant has, left.
Yeah, he hasn't won shit.
But he does have an MVP. He did have an historic season. As much as triple doubles really don't matter because it could be, it could be a stat pad. And
that's exactly what it was for him. It was a complete stat pad. He was stat chasing, and it was obvious.
But with that team he had, man, he really carried them, and I think he led the league that year.
I think that's one of the most overrated aspects. That team wasn't bad. Those teams weren't bad.
Well, they weren't.
They didn't have Kevin Durant, but they weren't bad.
No, but they weren't nothing like oh, this team, they should be top notch. And now I would say last year, especially with Paul George, last year when they're hitting their peak together, there's no excuse there. And I'm not blaming, exactly. And I'm not saying that they should beat a 21-year-old Donovan Mitchell because they should. They should have. But Russell Westbrook, I think, has proven himself. And what I've specifically seen this year, Ja Morant's a baby, man. That team is a baby. To me, he's got to. I've seen the Lakers. Not the last time the Lakers-Memphis played, but the game before that, they completely shut down Ja. I think he held him to like 11, 12 points. They were all over him. So these guys got to grow. They got room to grow as an individual and as a basketball player. Or Russell Westbrook, those guys he might end up being better than Westbrook. Who knows? But as of right now, no, I don't believe he's anywhere near a Westbrook level because I think Westbrook has, he has the veteran leadership. He has the games under his belt. In a big game, I think I'm going to trust him over, a 19-year-old. That's why I would have him. I wouldn't have Morant even in that list. But I can't fathom why you think the Kemba Walker thing, man. It's just, and Ben Simmons, it just doesn't sit right with me because they have not also proved anything or shown us why they're better. Because, man, what Russell Westbrook doing this year it's good. He's cooking this year, man. And I thought they could fit together because I am the guy that says two superstars, man, y'all got to chill out. Mm-hmm. They're two high IQ players. They know how to fit together. It's not like they got 17 guys on one team and want to score 40. If they want to win, if you want to win, you'll get it done. If you want stats, sure, you might mess it up. But Russell Westbrook's cooking. He's vowing to be. He's probably going to be all NBA first team point guard. The year, two guards, maybe not, but he's vowing to get that. That's how good of a year he's actually having this year.
Yeah, he's improved a lot. Like I said before, this is the only thing it comes down to me. I've never seen Russell Westbrook isn't a proven winner. Like he hasn't won when it.
Not many basketball players are though. I mean, it's hard when you got an era of LeBron and then you had the Warriors and not many players are. It doesn't take anything away from their greatness.
Yeah, but it's not like he was only losing to the Warriors. But besides that, I'm not saying Ben Simmons and Kimba are either. But I am putting into consideration Kimba's college career and what he did there. So I've seen him do it. I've seen him perform in big moments. And then in the NBA, we haven't seen him with a good organization. And the Celtics are that, and he's been performing well. And I do think he could lead them there. But statistically, obviously, Russell Westbrook is far and ahead of him. But and Ben Simmons, until he develops a jump shot, there's always going to be that hesitancy with him. But as a traditional point guard, somebody who can, if Russ didn't have James Harden with him, who's a top 5 scorer of all time, I just don't know how big of a difference his statistics would be this year.
You would have to build, obviously, around him. But one more point, I mean, you're bringing up Kimba's college. I don't think that should really take an effect. I mean, Mario Chalmers.
Well, I'm just saying because we've seen him win. Okay, Mario Chalmers. Okay. There you go. You got me there.
So, I mean, point guard, you could be really good. And I'm not saying Kimba's bad or anything, but Kimba to me has never been this, top tier guy. He's never been to me this guy that, hey, I'm going to lead. And it's hard for guards, for especially point guards. We've never seen it done. You can argue Curry in 2015. But I think the Cavs would have won if they were healthy. The point guards don't lead their teams to titles, man. It's a little tough. I think with Kimba, they got the wings. The Celtics have built around Kimba. Kimba's still a big part of that. Like I said, man, what I've seen, and I'm not a big. I've on my Twitter, I've got hate for the Russell Westbrook. My comments on him, but I think what he's done this year, man, it's been nothing short of tremendous.
If we didn't have Harden with him, would he be able to do that though?
I mean, we've seen him stats-wise, yeah, but you got to build a team.
Stats-wise, but not success-wise.
But you got to build a team around you. With Russell Westbrook, you can't have just everybody sit outside and we're just going to wait. That's not James Harden. Because with James Harden, they're going to watch him dribble 20 seconds. That's not Russell Westbrook's game. So I think if you built the right collective unit, then yeah, I mean, if he's played like he's how right now, then sure.